Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Lady Calamere and this is my 49th video, and tonight's video will be on the goddess Maat. And I am Lady Calamere, and I'm sure glad you're back with me. And if you are new to my channel, well, hail and welcome. So here is our star of the show, Shadow. Now, tonight's presentation, like I said, will be on Maat. And Maat's name means true. Her planetary powers is the powers of Jupiter. Her astrological powers is Libra. Now, she's seen as a woman with a bandana on her head, like this little thing right here, not bandana, with an ostrich feather, a crown with an ostrich feather. She's seen with a winged woman, as sometimes with wings, sometimes without wings. She's seen as a woman with, instead of a head like this, it would just be an ostrich feather, or as an ostrich feather. She has different names, but what Maat really is, she is cosmic truth, cosmic justice, more than just the truth of mere mortals or the justice of mere mortals. She has different names, and her names are, she is the Eye of Ra. She's one of the eyes of Ra. The daughter of Ra. Queen of Earth. She is that which is true. Perfect measure. She is, her name means law. Her name means truth. Her name also is justice. She's also called Maat, the beautiful. She is called the Lady of Judgment Hall. She's also known as Mistress of the Underworld. Maat, the perfect. The good gift. The changeless one. The undeviating. Twofold truth. Lady of the heavens. She is the measure of the heart. Right order. Again, that which is true. I think I said that before. So, she is one of the daughters of Ra. When Ra rose out of the Nun, the cosmic ocean, Maat was born. She is one of the eyes of Ra. Her husband, her husband is said to be Thoth. Her birds, or the ostrich as well as the vulture. I got another guest star here, Lady Boss, trying to drink my iced tea. So, come on, man. She's annoying me. Little boo, must you do this? She's in her crinkle crinkle tunnel, not tower. So She is the goddess of law and order. Dung dung. I know, boring, right? You ever watch Law and Order? I like Law and Order SVU and Law and Order Organized Crime. Pretty cool movies. But back to this. She's a goddess of law and order. She's a goddess of truth. She's a goddess of balance. She's a goddess of justice. She's the goddess of the right ways of doing things. She's a lady of the legal system. The goddess of honor. Righteousness. Now, another thing is that people don't associate with her is the underworld. She does deal with the underworld. She does deal with the souls of the dead. She is the one that has her scales and the heart, the soul of the dead. The heart is put on one side of the scale and on the other, the ostrich feather. And if it didn't balance out, the heart was thrown into the mouth of a huge monster, this monster that would eat it, the Maat. So yeah. So if your heart, there are some things that could have, you know, like when you die, you're supposed to recite the 42 laws of Maat. And you can look them up, the 42 laws. And if you seem to fail that, there's a save, though. If you can recite, name someone who was glad that you were born, that can end up saving you. So what I believe in, my own personal belief, is that, oh, of course, this is actually proven by science. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, only transformed. So I believe that into reincarnation you go. But you didn't want to get eaten by a Maat. So she's the goddess of the legal system. She's the goddess of things that are ethical and moral. And not by our laws, because there are laws that are immoral. There are nations that are immoral, that if you speak up against the law or against the leader, oh well, you and your for 3 generations are put into labor camps, or you're killed, or whatever. That's not law. That's not justice. Justice is not supposed to be vulgar. Justice is not supposed to be favoritism. Justice is not racist. Justice is not bias. So, and she's a goddess. Her place that she could be found, if you're into hoodoo or into folk magic, you could get the dirt from a courthouse and use it for, please don't break the feather again. One of you cats broke her feather off, and I had to glue it. So she's the goddess that you would use for like court cases. And if you're brought to court, or you have to go to court against someone, make sure you're on the right side of the law, or that you're truly just. If the right side of the law is morally wrong, you can ask Maat to help you. Make sure that you are on the right side of the law, of also real justice. Or she's not going to help you. Or if you're on the wrong side of the law, you can ask her for the court to be merciful. That you learned your lesson. That you won't do it, you'll try not to do it again. You do your best not to do it again. So she's the goddess or the matron or patroness, however you want to call it, of the court systems. So her people are judges, people who work in the legal system, whether you're a lawyer or paralegal. So her secondary home could be that of lawyers. So if you go to an attorney, you can get the dirt from around there. Her primary dirt would definitely be on the courts, the grounds of the courts. So let me show you this. Awesome. This is beautiful. Maat, truth, radiance, and balance. And I'm going to give credit where credit is due. And then we have this card, justice. So the first card is from the Anubis Oracle. Very good. It's very good. Nikki Scully and Linda Starr. Illustrated by Chris Wilder. And the second card, sorry, the box is old. The Goddess Oracle deck and book. Amy Sophia Marashinsky. And illustrated by Harano Janto. Both are very good decks, and I do recommend them, and you can buy them on eBay or Amazon or so. Other things about her. Is that her attributes now, or the scales of justice, and the ostrich feather. Now, she will bear certain things, like she's sometimes seen bearing the ankh, the scales. Well, she's represented by the scales, the ostrich feather. She is pictured wearing a deep collar. And she also wears the Old Kingdom headdress, which bound to it is a single feather. And that single feather is the feather of truth. Which is important to notice. So if she's without the feather, then she's usually the goddess Aset or Isis. So she is an ancient pre-dynastic goddess. And she is the lady, the goddess, who represents the state of grace. She's an idea, a concept, and a goddess. So she, even in ancient Egypt, she was seen both as a goddess and as a concept, as an idea. So basically, spiritually, the pharaohs were supposed to uphold Ma'at. The justice system was supposed to uphold Ma'at. Now, even the deities will uphold Ma'at. That you can usually use a curse, saying, I curse this person. Oh, Sekhmet, avenge me, for this person's against Ma'at. And Ra despises him. So anything that is against Ra, or like against Ra, or if you say this person's against Ra or against Ma'at, you've got some problems there. So you can actually call the person in the spell so and so is also called hated by Maat, despised by Ra, the enemy of Maat, or he or she who does not uphold Maat. And you can ask a deity to really go after them, because the deities love Maat. So along with, I mean, there's other eyes of Ra, like Hathor, Sekhmet, Bast. So you can say they're sister eyes. So Ma'at's going to deal with anything with the legal system, whether it's power of attorney, seeking guardianship, legal disputes, whether it's small claims court, family court, criminal court, any type of deposition, any type of like legal stuff, even if it doesn't get in front of a judge, anything dealing with the legal system, whether it could even be juvie court. So it doesn't matter what type of courthouse it is her home. It's a place where you can find Maat. And here he's messing up my beautiful belt. I got this just especially for Maat, and messing it up and that's not me making it crooked. That's the cats doing this. So another name that I forgot to mention is that she is called the twofold truth. So you can actually do what comes around goes around spells. You can do justice spells with her. Just desserts. Basically, the punishment must fit the crime. Type of thing. So she can reward or she can punish. She is very powerful. However, what's very sad is that I don't see a lot of art when they write about Egyptian deities or different goddesses. I don't see Maat listed among them. And it's such a shame. It really is. So, what a loss, right? Okay, so she is also said to travel also with Ra on his bark. She represents the truthful word, the power of truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. Oh, another spell that you can do. The truth hurts spell. Or, you know, let the person, how can I say? Let the person see the truth even though it hurts. And it could be good or bad. So, now, Ma'at represents your true self, your true will. What is your destiny? What was supposed to be like your fate? Or she deals with also contacting your higher self and becoming a better person, to do the right things that you're meant to do, and also so that you can escape the wheel of reincarnation. So my personal belief, I like to believe in it is in reincarnation. To do it right and to go back to your spiritual home when you depart your body. To get it right. She represents harmony. She's the goddess of harmony. She is the goddess of brightness. She's on the other side of Isfet, which is chaos. So she is the goddess of organization, order, law, justice, truth. Where Isfet, on the other side, is I think it's goddess of, god of what is not, just the total opposite, the polar opposite of everything she is. So what is not Maat, on the other side of Maat, is disorder, injustice, imbalance. She represents the give and take. Like the song, Heaven and Hell, the less that you give, you're a taker. So, she represents that order, give and take, to help and be helped. Ma'at is said to be perfect, and she represents that perfection. Please, baby, don't do it. Don't. Why? Why must you? This is like the order. Go away, chaos. So, I'm trying to actually concentrate here because I don't write anything down. And I got a little chaotic cat. So the thing is, she can help you settle disputes in a fair way. So if you're having a problem with someone, she can help end that problem. Maybe come to a fair agreement. Bringing honesty to your relationships, to your family, to your marriage. To be able to see the world in a more expansive and better way. She is the goddess who can bring order into your home, into your life, into your soul. So if you're going through a problem of disorder, chaos, or change that you don't like, you can ask Maat to balance it out, to help you with that. And if you've done something wrong, what did I do wrong? How can I fix it? You know, what's the best way for me to fix it so that I can get on with my life and do what I need to do? To right the wrong. So if you've been wronged and you've been hurt, she can help fix that hurt. And we're not talking about, vengeance. We're talking about justice. So she can help heal your wounds. But also, if you want, you can make the other person pay, like a lawsuit. You can, do a spiritual deposition. And say, you hurt me, now you need to pay the price. Or you need to pay me. So, other things is that she can help you, if you've been hurt, to really get back on track. And I know that's hard. It's easier said than done. It really is. There's a book called Maat Magic, and it deals with the whole magical system. And there's, I think it was Farida Akkad that said that we're entering the eon of Maat after the eon of Horus. And as Crowley said, Maat can wait, but there are people who believe that we are in the age of Maat, or we're heading into the age of Maat. This is your own faith, so there are people that are, oh, no, we're in the age of Horus. No, we're in the age of Maat. No, we're in the age of both. So, now, what I understand is that some people in the ancient Egypt had something tattooed on their tongue if they were judges. Like, they literally would wear Ma'at on their tongue so that they would speak the truth, and they would handle the truth as best as possible, handle justice. Another thing that can be representing her, and it's more modern time. This would be more modern. The gavel, the judge's gavel, and anything that a judge would wear. You can even put a picture of the courthouse on her altar if you're so inclined. Sorry, that's a cat toy going off. So she represents justice for all, not just some. She could be justice for animals. Don't rule them out. They deserve justice too. No animal deserves to be beaten. No pet deserves to be neglected or thrown away like a piece of trash. So you can ask Maat to help with that. She's the goddess that makes everything go the way they're supposed to. She's the one that makes the machinery work. So when the machinery of your life seems to be going astray, call Maat. So she represents not just justice, but also true reality. Behind Maya, she is the supreme, she is truth, she's supreme truth. She is the goddess that can help you see everything clearly when you're not seeing things the way they should be seen. And of course, her archetype would be the judge. Her tarot card would be Judgment. She represents justice. So she represents, what was that other tarot card? Judgment, justice. Ooh, I can't think. Temperance. That's what I was looking for. Temperance. So she's also another pronunciation to Maat. It's also spelled, I forgot to bring this up, Maat. Maat and Maat. So other things that she what was it I was thinking about? I can't even. She's the model for human behavior. I was given spiritually, from spirit, deity, whatever, a ceremonial balancing ritual. I and it involved doing this total balance thing, whole balance, and she was involved with it. Which, if you ever see my websites, well, they're down now, but you can find, I'm sure you can find it on the web, ceremonial balancing ritual. It's an interesting ritual, but it's not for exactly beginners. This is some memorization and stuff. She is a goddess of culture, philosophy, civilization. She is not the goddess of savagery. She is not the goddess of do whatever the fuck you want, whatever feels good. She's not part of the whatever feels good do it culture. Her hall is the hall of truth. Her hall is a hall of judgment. So that's something to remember her. She is the goddess of stability. Anything that represents stability is the goddess Maat. She is stable. She is things in right order. Like counting 1, 2, 3. It's not 1, 10, 0, -2, 3, 5, whatever the fuck you feel like. That's not her. She also represents common sense. She's a goddess of common sense, and a lot of people are lacking that these days. She represents rewards and punishments for what you've done. So some people would actually call her karma. Maybe people would like to refer to her as the law of 3, if you go for that. She is a place for everything and everything in its place. Her energy is clean, not messy. Sometimes her energy could be swift and harsh, or clean and nice. Sometimes that's up to you. Her sword is a double-edged sword and will swing both ways. She can swing both ways. So if someone dies and you feel that maybe they weren't so just in life, you could say, I was glad he or she was born. Maat, please have mercy on so-and-so, because I was glad that this person was born. I am sad this person passed away. that can go into a great deal helping someone on the other side. Or you could say, Maat, I am not glad this person was born. And you can even be nasty and say, I'm glad this person was dead. You can even ask Maat, hey, this person was a horrible person. You know, did this to animals, did this to the elderly, did this to children. You know, weigh his heart or her heart. What else other things I want to talk about, Ma? I'm 36 minutes into this. So she is a goddess of light and radiance. She is not the goddess of dullness and darkness. She is the opposite. She's sort of like to regulate the seasons, the stars, the planets. Like I said, everything in its order, everything in its time. A time for everything, you know, that psalm, a time for peace, a time for war, a time for life, a time for death. So that definitely would represent her, a time. A time, like that song, to every season, turn, turn, turn. I'm trying to think of who wrote that song. I can't think of it. That definitely represents her. So we could say a time for happiness, a time for sadness, a time for peace, and a time for anger. Come on! What's wrong with your ear, baby? Oh, I gotta clean his ears. He hates me cleaning his ears. He's 17 years old. Stop it! You're going after the feather constantly. I swear he just wants to break things today. So, God, he's throwing me off my thing. Every time I try to clean his ears, he runs. He sees the cleaner, he's like, no. I keep his ears clean, at least I try. So, a mother, I don't know who her mother, all I know is Ra. She rose from Ra. I've seen some things like Hathor is her mother, but that's not true. That's none of my... The only place I've seen where her mother was mentioned as Hathor or Het was Wikipedia, so... We know how correct Wikipedia is always, right? So, and I'm not here to bash something, but I will say when I was in school, we were told to look at good websites and then compare it to Wikipedia. And not always trust Wikipedia. So, anyways. So I think she scares some people because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to have to pay the piper. But again, she's equilibrium. She, like I said, the cycles, seasons and the seasonal cycles, the heavenly movements, even religious and spiritual observations. And she also dealt with social interactions. She's the goddess of holiness, beyond good and bad. She's a lady of unity within our universe. The correct way of doing things. So it says that an impious pharaoh can bring blasphemy, famine, and just overall bad luck. And blighting crops and everything. So, true justice is supposed to be impartial. Or as Crowley said, Crowley said every man and every woman is a star and must go in their own orbit. That would represent her going in your own orbit and not colliding with other people. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is a law, love under will. People forget that. That's why it's 93/93. So she is the law. And it meant to do whatever the fuck you want. It meant do your true will. So again, she represents that. And again, I know I'm repeating things. Oh, are you done with your stardom shadow? Oh, here's the other little star. We got Miss Kitty. That's Miss Kitty. Say hello to Miss Kitty. Things that you can offer Maat. You can do things for true justice. To do the good fight. Work things for a just cause. Even donate money and food to a just cause. You can give her ostrich feathers. Also bread. Bread was a staple. The gods love bread. You could give her honey, or you give her chocolate, cheesecake, offerings of fruit. Let me fix this altar cloth. I know people are gonna. I hate it like this. Okay. Yikes! You saw. Yeah. Maat, you can give her, I guess you can give her a beer and grains. She's things done honestly. She's not going to help you do something dishonest that you know truly is dishonest. She faithfully executes her will and what is right. And she will defend Ra. And Ra will defend her, and the gods will defend her. But what else do I want to talk about? This wonderful goddess. I mean, she is the beauty and truth and the truth and beauty. She is a radiant truth. She is being in harmony with yourself and others. Getting right with God or Goddess. She will balance out your light side and your shadow side. She, her very self, her very being, her very power, provides food and nourishment for the gods and goddesses. And for our souls. Through her, we can lighten our hearts for self-acceptance, for self-appreciation, for self-love, to empower ourselves and balance. She is our spiritual chiropractor, giving us an adjustment. So, that's basically what I wanted to really talk about her. Maat doesn't like to be abused or misused. She doesn't like people who take him like I would watch, like Fear Thy Neighbor and stuff. Someone was taking someone to court over stupid things, constantly as harassment. That's an abuse and misuse of justice, just to get back at someone, constantly doing that. So anyways, I really hope you liked this video, and if you liked it, please give me thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. If you new to my videos, please hit the subscribe button so that you'll never miss a good video. Now, as always, if someone's done something good for you, do something good for them or pass it along to a stranger. Like the other day, I met the senior citizen at Target, and he was complaining he didn't bring his wallet to the lady. And I just asked him, I said, you know, if you need help, I'll be willing to pay to give you some money to groceries. And he goes, oh, I have money. I just left my wallet in the car. And I knew he's an older man. And I said, look, someone, has done that for my family when, left a wallet. So I'd like to pass it on. That's all. I wasn't trying to make the person feel ashamed or anything. So little things like that, because I just took money out of my card, my debit card, and I would have just passed it on to him, But he didn't want that. He said he made the mistake, and this is like a Shema. He made the mistake, so he should go fix it. So that's another message. Fix your mistakes, whether you made it to yourself or to someone else. So if you wrong someone, apologize. Seriously, apologize. Don't just always say sorry. Sometimes sorry doesn't cut it. Sometimes actions are better than words. And for every action, there's a reaction. Pull the rubber band, it will snap back. It's another thing about her. If all you do is sit down, watch TV, play video games, and stuff your face, you're going to be out of shape. You're going to get bigger and bigger. You're not going to fit into your clothes. But again, there's always action and reaction. So, like, if you don't eat food, you'll starve. If you eat too much, you end up getting fat. If you don't brush your hair is going to get knotty. If you use too much conditioner, your hair will get oily. So every action has a reaction. I just wanted to throw that out there. It looks like Shadow is getting hungry, and I'm going to have to feed him. Because the reaction is... It's screaming and knocking things over. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this. And please think about donating to your local homeless shelter or animal shelter. And as always, be well. Blessed be.